Hey guys, we're gonna do some brekkie here at Travail instead of the house because the kids are just a little bit too rambunctious these days. So I got a little setup here, and I'm gonna show you what to do with this little breakfast package that we gave you guys. First thing I like to do is just get everything kind of out in front of me here. We got our avocado package, our Hollandaise kit. There's some herbs in there. Also our potatoes, our little roasty potatoes, and also we have our kit here for our pancakes, the butterscotch pancakes. So first things first, we're gonna start with the avocado toast just to get the toast going so we can reuse the pan. So I'll give you 2 chunks of bread here. And we also give you this wonderful little package of roasty potatoes. All you gotta do is, if you don't have any extra butter at home, just cut a little bit of butter off of there. We're gonna start up our kit burner here. And I like to just chuck the butter in the pan and melt it. And then we'll just take the actual toast and we're just gonna melt it to it. We're just gonna let that toast away, okay? Another thing I kind of want to start up quickly is our Hollandaise for our avocado toast. So also with these packages, if you're wondering how to open them, sometimes people are like, how do we open this? There's actually a tab on one end that breaks off. Sometimes it's hard to see. Hollandaise base, a lemon. These are some herbs that go with the whole kit, but there's also some green onions in there that we're going to use for our potatoes. And then a little bit of clarified butter. I'm just going to put that clarified butter right into this pan here. All right, we're starting to heat up over there. And I'm just going to turn that on low. Just want that to just warm through. We don't want it ripping hot. So we're going to start with this Hollandaise. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pull a little of this hot liquid. I have a little bit of water that is at a simmer right now. And I haven't added any, salt or vinegar to that because we're also going to poach our eggs in there. I'm going to teach you how to poach some eggs. But I take some of that warm, hot water out of there. And we're just going to grab all of our Hollandaise base. You don't have to use all of it at once. So I'm just going to use half, just because I don't think I need that much. Just going to take about half of it out of there. Just going to throw it in here into that warm water. And this is chilled from the cooler. But you're going to see that it makes kind of a wet little slurry here. And the truffles are chopped. They're already in there. I'm just going to go right on top of that double boiler. And I'm just going to get that process going. I'm just going to start to slowly cook it. And I'm not going to bring it all the way because I'm going to actually finish it just before we eat. But you can see it starting to kind of foam up. That foaming is actually it's actually the cooking process happening. Turn my oven on. There we go. It's starting to heat up here. We're boiling now. I just turned it up just a little bit. You can do this over a fire if you don't want to do it over your double boiler, but you got to be much more careful with it. And all I'm trying to do is just get this to a point where it's starting to get a little bit thicker. We're just slowly cooking this egg. And then once it gets a little bit thicker, we're going to start to emulsify some of that fat into it. And see how it got thicker? All right, we're going to keep that where it's at. We're just going to put it right here, and we're going to hold on to that for just a second. Toast your bun. Avocado toast. All right. Next thing we're going to do, put in a little bit of oil in this hot pan. And we're just going to get these roasty potatoes going. Now we haven't seasoned these with any salt or pepper. You're going to need a pretty good amount of oil in there, and I did put a pretty good amount of oil, but once I get in there, I just go around the outside as well. And what I like to do, once I get it in there, there's raw vegetable, raw ham. I like to season it with salt and pepper. And I like to kind of bring it up to temp first, and I'll move it around a little bit. Get all that seasoning to kind of mix throughout. We're just warming it up. For me, I'm just warming it through here, getting it warm, and then we're going to let it actually do its roasty potato scenario. Roasty potato basically meaning hash browns with some vegetables added. Now this butter, just gonna turn this down to about a medium heat. I got a non-stick pan, and I'm just gonna take the rest of this butter and I'm just gonna kind of break it up in there. Okay? This is what's gonna take the longest. We're just gonna let that do its thing, all right? That butter's gonna melt down in there. It'll get nice and crispy. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna work on this pancake scenario. I'm gonna cut this toast in half. We'll get into the avocado toast in just a bit. We're gonna make all this pancake mix. On here, this is from our lovely pastry chef, Alex Altoff. She put the directions on here. You're gonna have to get your readers out, but it is 1 egg, 1 1/4 cup of milk or water or non-dairy milk, whatever you want. So if you don't have any milk, you can just use water or almond milk. Add a teaspoon of vanilla, and then add the wet and dry ingredients together, okay? And then we're gonna whisk it. So really simple, but I like to get my pancake mix kind of coming together early. So I'm just gonna throw this in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of my milk to it. This is more than 1.5 cups. And 1.5 cups is kind of just a guideline. Honestly, like, we've all made pancake mix before. That's what we're gonna be doing. Making pancake mix. We're gonna steal one of our eggs from the carton of eggs from Dragsmith Farms. Just gonna take 1 egg, crack it in there. Don't get any shells, your kids are gonna complain. Break that up. Adding a little more milk. And what's wonderful about this mix is that it is ready to go. So once we get it to the consistency that we want, I like to leave it a little bit thick and then I thin it out just before I'm gonna go for it. But I just like it to hydrate the flour and all the mixture first. And just let it hang out for just a bit before I go in there. And I don't want to overmix it, I just want to get it all incorporated. We're just gonna set this off to the side. We're gonna do pancakes. Looks like I'm gonna need most of that milk for it as well. This smells fantastic, by the way. You can always check and see if your heat's too high by peeking underneath here. We're starting to get some pretty good caramelization underneath there. We're just gonna let it keep going. Lower my heat just a little bit more. All right. You guys wanna learn how to poach some eggs? It's like our clarified butter is ready to go, and I don't want that to get too hot, so I'm just gonna turn that off. All right, so poaching an egg, here's how I do it. You're gonna need a little bit of vinegar on hand if you have it. You don't need to put any vinegar in there, but I just put a little splash. It's just a little sherry vinegar that I had on hand. In salt. And then all you need is a slotted spoon. And we're gonna go into this bowl here. So what's cool about this is you can just keep reusing this water as long as you kind of clean out some of the little scoobies that go in there. I'm gonna do 5 eggs. So I'm just gonna do 2 at a time with a pot this size. But what I like to do is I will spin the water just like this. And as it's spinning, I'll drop my egg in there. That one's just spinning there. I drop my second egg in there. And I'm gonna do 3 actually. We got plenty of space in there. The key is to not have this start ripping, okay? The water starts just boiling violently. It's going to just break your eggs up really hard so that all you're left with is like a yolk. So it's best to just, this is all extra little goo. This is the extra white. You can see down in there, there's these little teardrops, which are your eggs. And you don't need to do too much. I just spin the top You'll see them in there. And they're just slowly cooking. And I've always been asked, like, what's the time frame? Like, how long should you wait for these to be cooked? Honestly, it depends on how hot your water is, and the amount of time is kind of just determined by how runny you like them. So I'm pulling them out right now, and there's a little bit of the sherry on there, which I like. So you can see I like them pretty runny. And I just like to put them right in here. And we're just going to take these out one by one. We're going to put them right into our bowl. And then we're going to have some Hollandaise go over the top. Okay. You know what? 3 eggs is probably enough for right now. Just to show you guys what we're doing. All right, so you see how it's all kind of together and it's kind of just moving as one. Now, if you're a super brave soul, you can try to flip this, but I'm not. I am, but I'm not doing that. All right, so the old flipperoonie. Oh. And then I like to go right back in there. And at this point, while it's hot, cheese. Okay, and that's just going to slowly melt on into it, okay? And in our herb kit, we are given some green onion. So I'm just going to slice up some of these green onions as well. Just nice and thin. Doesn't matter if it's the whites or the greens, we're just going to do a quick slice. Okay. And we'll just hold these off to the side. Sprinkle them on there right at the last minute. And these fiends herbs are for your other kit. All right, so let's get back to our Hollandaise. So our Hollandaise is in that ready position here. Haven't added any seasoning to it. We're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. So the best way to do this is a Bob Gherkin method. Quarter it. And then you just take that inside quarter out. If there's any seeds, you can kind of get at them. And it's pretty much seedless at this point. I'm gonna put half my lemon in there right now. This is a very lemony sauce. At least it is in my mind. I like to have a lot of lemon juice in mine. It also helps kind of cook the yolk that's in there. The acid does. We're going to move that around. And we're about to go right into, if you have a little bit of Crybaby Craig's, this is something I like to add at the end. If you like, I have like a favorite hot sauce. Do a little bit of Tabasco. People like to do Tabasco, but usually have Craig's on hand, so we'll add that at the very end, and we might have a little bit of the lemon going in there as well. We're going to start this process going right onto our boiling water. Okay. We're going to get this back up to temperature. I'm going to add a little bit more of this in there. There. That's about half. We'll do half. Just want a little bit more of that truffle in there. If you're using a double boiler, you want to make sure you're boiling pretty good. It's going to give you the heat that you need to make this. We're pretty much there. And I'm just going to slowly add clarified butter, and you're seeing that it's getting thicker as I go. Pull it off for a second and give it a good whisk. Grab a little taste here. Just a little more salt. It's really good though. All right. We are going to start plating up some food here. This is ready to rock. Oh, baby. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of Tabasco in here. Crybaby Craig's. You don't want to like taste it, but it just adds a nice little extra depth to it. Okay, that's how I like it. Let's get it. So I just hold this on the top of my warm oven. We're gonna go right over these eggs with it. Poached eggs, truffle hollandaise. Let's finish up our pancakes here, our mix. You can see it's kind of come together as one here. We're just going to thin it out just a little bit with some more milk. Oh, vanilla. If you got it, I always like to add. The kids love the vanilla, but it's in the recipe as well. If you got any at home, you can just chuck a little vanilla in there. It doesn't need it. The butterscotch is definitely adding enough awesome flavor in there, but I like to add it. Almost there. It's gonna take a little bit more. There we go. Now you can use pan spray, or you can use cooking oil. I have cooking oil handy, so we're going to use some cooking oil. Just want to coat your pan. Once again, a non-stick pan. I use a cast iron. It's nice even heat. Make a nice thick pancake here. Set this off to the side and we'll start working on our avocado toast, which is almost ready to go here. So we have our salmon. We give you an avocado and a little bit of lime. And what I like to do with this, I go in half. And what I do is I take a fork and I mix it. I get in there with a fork, okay? This is something my mom used to show me. Now you can either take it from this state and just put it on there, or you can take a spoon and just scoop it right out of there. And I like to do that because a lot of the good parts of the avocado are against the skin there, that nice dark green color. And one half of an avocado should pretty much get you there for one side of toast. Oh no. All right. A little dark on that bad boy. We'll make another one. Super fluffy though. Oh my God. In this kit, we also got a little bit of pickled ram. Before we put that on there, we're just going to do a little bit of salt on our avocado. Not much. A little bit of pepper. And then we go a little bit of pickled ram. And this right here is just good by itself, or you could throw a poached egg on there and enjoy it too, but we give you the salmon to enjoy. Lightly smoked. It's already sliced, so if you look at it, you just have to find where it starts. Ooh, yeah, perfect. Okay, try another one here. Make sure you get in there with your spoon, because those little nuggets of butterscotch want to go to the bottom. Should make 3 monster pancakes. I'm gonna lower my heat. Yes. Okay. In case somebody wants some lime, throw it on there for them. That was perfect. Shoot it. Did you see that? It was straight airborne, dude. Ugh. I had my doubts, apparently. That worked out, though. Woo-cha! That's a breakfast, baby. I'm actually quite curious of this roasty potato situation. James, you want to try some of this? Tell me if it's any good. Yeah, good. James. I'm gonna try these potatoes. This is a James Winberg thing. He's a big potato guy.
Needs that Craig's.
Does need the Craig's.
Hash browns, dude.
Bob, you want a little bite of hash browns? Hashish browns? Or do you want an avocado toast with smoked salmon? Well, guys.
It's like a Denver omelet with hash browns.
It really is. It's got a lot of flavors.
Double covered and smothered.
Bob only eats with gold spoon.
It's a cheese bite. It's a cheese bite. Oh, that's still on. Got me.
Oh my goodness. Yep.
Put a little,
That don't have no.
put a little Craig's on it.
All right. Well, let's see what I got. That's got some Craig on it.
This is fantastic, by the way. This is the reason I didn't do this with the kids. They would have ruined this part.
Well, no, they just went over the pancakes probably.
Yeah, they'd be eating the pancakes for sure.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. Breakfast for days. But great. Thanks again, guys. Happy Valentine's Day.